Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. We're here to solve this consecutive Sudoku by Chinese author Siyuan Luo. Sorry for the pronunciation. It was featured in the latest Sudoku Grand Prix with a whopping 93 points, which is a lot. This is a variant I usually don't quite like because I kind of like non-consecutive, but when you have a mix of the two, this is generally something where I don't know where to start, so I didn't even attempt it during the contest. But when I tried it after the contest, I found that it was actually very interesting and with a very neat break in, after which the solve was not that easy, but if I had thought of trying it during the contest, that would have been 93 welcome points. Well, so the special rule of consecutive Sudoku is that such a gray bar between two cells means that the corresponding digits are consecutive, and very importantly, all such symbols have been given. So those two cannot be consecutive, those two won't be consecutive, etc. So where do you start in such a puzzle? Well, there is a key observation to make, which is that when you have such a domino with consecutive digits, one of them must be even and the other one must be odd. And then the other observation is that on a row, you have 4 even digits and 5 odd digits, which means that all even digits are counted inside those dominoes, and this must be an odd digit. And 3 and 5 obviously are not available. So that's a nice place to start. And you have some similar logic here, in which those dominoes include each one even digit, and this is true for those dominoes too. So in all dominoes in the first 2 rows, we already have 8 even digits. And we know that there are exactly 8 even digits in those 2 rows, so that those 2 digits must also be odd digits. And now all odd digits have been placed in this central column, which means that those are even digits. This is an even digit that is not consecutive with 3, so this is not 2 or 4. Not consecutive with 5, so it's not 4 or 6, so it must be 8. And this is not 2 or 4, so this is 6. And 2 and 4 are on those cells. And that's a really, really magnificent start. This now is consecutive with 6. If I tried 5, then this has to be a 4 and this breaks. So this is actually 7 and this is 8. 9 is not here because there's no bar, and 9 is not consecutive with 2 or 4, so 9 is here and that is 8. So those are from 1, 3, and 5. And knowing that this digit is not consecutive with 2 or 4, it can't be a 3, so this is from 1 and 5. So, well, how do we proceed from there? Well, something of interest. Let's go back to the top of the grid. Or perhaps I should go about this. Probably. So, not quite sure. I know there's some logic about here. So here we have 3 even digits and 3 odd digits. So here we have 1 even digit, so that there are 2 of them here. 2 even digits and 1 odd digit, which will be 3 or 5. And likewise, here there will be 2 even digits and 1 odd digit from 3 and 5. And look, 3 is in here. So the odd digit in here is the 5, and the even digit in here is the 3. So that there's no 5 in here, and this is 5, which means that those being not being consecutive, this has to be the 2, this is the 4, so that this is 3 and this is 1. Now the 9 is around here, it's not next to the 8, and the 7 is in here, it's not next to the 8 either. And the 1 is somewhere in here, it could be any place at this point. And another interesting observation is that 4 is not next to the 3 or the 5, so 4 is somewhere in here. We're left with 2 and 6. And 6 is not next to the 5. And 6 is not next to the 7. And because 6 is not next to the 7, 6 won't be here either, because here it would be next to a 7. So the places for 6 are here. And the only digit that has not been studied is the 2, I think. Yes, and yes, only the 2 has not been studied, and I'm not sure I can do much about the 2. Yes, I don't think I can do anything about the 2. So that must not be the place to look. By the way, this is 7 or 9. So let's have a look at this. We have 4 consecutive digits, and this is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's just try some of them. If I try to put a 1 here, then that's 2, and that's 3, and this breaks. If I try 2, then this is 3, this is 4, and it breaks. If I try 3, it can't be 2, 1, so it will be 4, 5, 6, and this appears to work, I think. Yes, this seems to work. So 3, 4, 5, 6 seems to work. What about 4? 4, 5, 6, 7. Does this work? Trying to think what could go wrong with that. What goes wrong with that is that 8 can't be placed anywhere. 8 will have to be next to the 7 without a bar. So this is not an option. So this is fine. Oh, by the way, it could still be 4, 3, 2, 1, except that this would break. So this can only be a 5. And this can't be a 6, so it has to be 4, 3, and 2. What? No, this doesn't work. Sorry. Oh, no. 5 was the option that I still had to test. So 5 doesn't work, and there is one option that worked, and this was this option. All right, now this appears to be correct. 1 and 2 now, by the rules of Sudoku, go there. 7 can't be next to the 6, so this is 7. 7 can't be next to the 8, so 8 goes there, and this is 9. Now, I think this is correct. So let's get back to what I was saying earlier. There are exactly 3 odd digits and 3 even digits. So we are left with 2 odd digits here, and guess what? We know which ones they are. They are 1 and 5. 1 and 5 in here. So that those are all even digits, and this can't be 2 or 4, so this is 6 or 8. And knowing that, we know that there is a 2 in here. 1 here must be next to the 2. So 2 is around here, and it can't be next to the 3. So we know that 2 and 3 are 2 cells apart, like this. And 3 will be next to a 2 or a 4. We don't know which one yet. And this is an even digit. It's not a 2, it's not an 8. So this is from 4 and 6. And we know that 5 is somewhere here. 5 will be next to the 4 or 6. And so the 2 is next to a 1, and the 3 is next to a 2 or a 4. But 4 won't be next to the 5, so the neighbor of 3 will be a 2. This is a 1-2 pair. 4 is somewhere in here, and it will be with a 3. 6 will be there, so we have 4, 6. 4 will be next to the 3. 6 won't be next to the 5, but next to the 7. And we still need an 8 and a 9, so 8 will be there, and 9 will be there. But in this area, 7 and 8 can't be next to each other, so 3 is in the middle with the 4. And now this is a 6. This is not the 5 anymore. 6 is not next to the 7. Here we're left with 4, 5, and 8. 4 and 5 can't be next to each other. And 8 is in the middle. 8 can't be next to the 9. So those are the positions. 4 here is not there, so 4 goes there. And 6 is not here, it goes there, and this is 7. That here is a 1-9 pair, and we get the 2 in this place. Well, the 93 points are probably well deserved. Let's ponder those non-consecutive regions. Here we need 6, 4, and 8. Also that this is 6, this is 8. This is 4. 8 is not next to the 9. Here we need 1, 2, and 9. 1 and 2 are not next to each other, so 9 is in the middle because of this 2 is here, 1 is here. Here we need 3, 5, 5, and 7. Because of this, that's the 3. 5 and 7 here, and I can't disambiguate them at this point. Here I need 2, 6, and 8, but both 6 and 8 can't be next to the 7. Here I need 1, 3, 5, and 7. 1 and 3 can't be next to the 2, so they must be here. Here I need 4, 5, 7, and 9. 7 and 9 are both forbidden here, so this is from 5, 4, 5, 7, and 5, 7, and 9 actually. So this is 4. 5, 7, and 9 are forbidden next to those digits, so that can't be 5 anymore. And I need 5 not next to the 4 and the 9. This row needs 1, 2, and 5. 5 goes there. This is from 1 and 2. This is consecutive with 5 not being a 4. This is a 6. That's 7. This is 8. This is 6. This row needs 1, 2, and 9. 9 is not next to this. And can't be a 2, so that's the 1, 2, 1, 2, and this is 9. Here I need 3 and 4. There's a 4 here. Well, the most difficult part is definitely the breaking. Once you've broken into the puzzle, the rest is almost easy. This next to the 8 can't be a 7, so that's a 9. We need 2 and 7 on this row. Well, that's a 2, that's a 7. 2 is next to 1 or 3. We don't know which one, but we know that 4 in this column is here, so that this is 5, this is 4. So 5 is not available, so this is 3, with 1 and 3. 1 here, 8 there. Now Sudoku helps us. This is 6, this is 9, and this has to be a 5, and this has to be a 6, and this is it. So not an easy puzzle by any means, but a really clean, very clean solving path with a very clever setup at the beginning, which is a really not unfair. So I wish I had been inspired enough to try the puzzle during the contest, but to be honest, I was not very good on that day. Thanks for watching this video. See you soon on SudoKanard.